walking through the Halifax Public Gardens, headed to a mental health foundation event, another Let's Talk event. I actually spent the whole day at Propel. Week 8, meeting a few people there right now.
My people, ladies and gentlemen, my people. Anyway, you're my people as well. Thanks for being here this night. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for being here on behalf of the Mental Health Foundation of Nova Scotia. And while I still strive to be a better parent, I'm certain that my ability to open my heart to my children is connected to the loss my family endured when my brother took his life. How could it not be? Now I can't stop talking. The star is #awesome. Just so you know. She is the president and CEO of the Mental Health Foundation of Nova Scotia. That means she's doing God's work. She's helping people be saved every single day in this province, ladies and gentlemen. Here, so ladies and gentlemen, start off.
Thanks very much, Paul. Your check's in the mail. So now I'd like to welcome Madame Sophie Trudeau here in video, here in spirit, to pass along congratulations to our award recipients. Thank you, and let's keep talking.
It's a pleasure to speak to you during today's Let's Keep Talking event. Thank you to the Mental Health Foundation of Nova Scotia for recognizing the importance of open and honest conversations. As a society, we've come very far in understanding the issues around mental health challenges, but we still have a long way to go, as you all know. Each time one of us speaks out and shares our story, we get one step closer to a society where mental health is no longer stigmatized. I often speak about suffering from bulimia when I was young because I don't believe that those experiences should be kept secret. The road to recovery is also the road where you share your stories. A mental health issue should never be a source of shame. Lorsqu'on partage nos histoires, on ouvre nos cœurs et on laisse la place à la guérison. Merci à vous tous d'assister à cet événement très spécial.
A devoted humanitarian and an outspoken advocate and champion of human rights. During his distinguished military career, General Dallaire commanded the United Nations peacekeeping mission in Rwanda prior to and during the 1994 genocide. His courage and leadership during this ill-fated mission has earned him recognition, affection, and admiration from around the globe. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Lieutenant-General the Honorable Roméo Dallaire.
Ladies and gentlemen, and congratulations also to the recipients. We only ask two things, however, from you, those of us in uniform who serve. One is when we go into those complex scenarios, give us the tools to be able to succeed. Have the same strength as the soldiers and their families to sustain the effort to positive conclusion, if it takes years. But secondly, that when we come back in body bags or injured, that we treat them and their families with dignity, with respect, and they don't have to fight again to live decently as injured veterans in this country. Thank you very much.
Wow, that was an emotional night. Roméo Dallaire did an amazing job tonight at really explaining the dichotomy that exists between coming back from an active service with a physical wound versus a mental or emotional one. In fact, he explained it all with a really great story, which was one of when he was a younger soldier. Him and his pals were at the Legion, and they were talking to an older officer who had come back from an active service, and he was telling stories, and then he told a story about when he got shot. And they were all very fascinated by this, and it was this great, heroic story, and to the point where they wanted to see his wound, which is a completely different scenario than the few other officers who were in the corner and who were being really quiet and looked really sad all the time. And they had gone to war as well, and they had wounds, but their wounds were not physical, they were mental. And instead of wearing those wounds like the officer who got shot as a badge of honor, they felt ashamed of it. So that did a really good job of helping people recognize this, that mental wounds should not be treated any different than physical ones. In fact, we should call them injuries. Now, secondly, I also found the night fascinating on a personal level because I've been to several of these talks before, and this is definitely the one that touched me the most. I found myself on the verge of tears several times, and I think the difference was, for me, it wasn't necessarily the speakers. This is the first time that I've gone to one of these talks after being off antidepressants. So I'm not sure how many of you have read my blog. I'll link it down below. But in the blog, I really talk about being on antidepressants for 12 years and how that had numbed me from emotion and empathy. And that was a completely different scenario tonight. I found it really tough to keep it together, to be honest. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's a great thing to be able to be empathetic and feel pain when pain is being felt. Which is why tonight I'm going to face another one of my fears, and that's going to be to throw away my security blanket. Let's see, what do we got here? Paroxetine, that's Paxil. Duloxetine HCl, that is Cymbalta. Nortreptyline, that's the drug that fucked me up for 3 days. Gabapentine, some kind of something I tried. Oh my god. Antomexetine HCl, probably some good stuff too. Now, I just want to be clear that I'm not saying that antidepressants or other kind of medications are bad or wrong. They are not. In fact, in many circumstances, they are needed. But what I am saying is for certain conditions such as mild anxiety or mild depression, being on antidepressants have side effects. And taking a pill will not make your problems go away. And so it's been proven by the scientific literature, the studies, that the best course of action for anxiety and or depression is a combination of both therapies, which is talk therapy and antidepressants. It's my opinion that if you're going to be on antidepressants, you should also be doing therapy. if you're going to do therapy, you don't necessarily need to be on antidepressants. That's my opinion. But again, there's nothing wrong with being on them. But again, taking this medication will never actually solve your problem. It will only help you manage your symptoms. Oh, and just in case someone out there is thinking, Joel, you just flushed a bunch of antidepressants down the harbor? Don't worry, I didn't. I have the proof. But if that was your concern, what about me putting them in my body for the last 12 years?